Hi, I'm Brent Kirkman, and this is my wife, Kate Kirkman. We're both Sony European Imaging Ambassadors and Rotolight Masters of Light. Our brand is called byLumiere, Photography, Film and Air byLumiere, and we would consider ourselves hybrid shooters in the sense that we both do both.
Obviously today we were focused on wedding photography, and we shoot a lot of weddings both here and abroad, and there tend to be beautiful weddings in venues like this, actually like the royal palaces, the Bodleian Library, dark venues. So lighting is super important to us. As well as that, I shoot a huge amount of boudoir and I use the Rotolights all the time for that. We also shoot portrait and commercial work, personal branding, and more recently we've done a lot of food photography. I've been a professional photographer now for about 13 years, very much a second career for me. Brent knows this about me. When I started out, before I became full-time professional, I called myself a natural light photographer. And honestly, it's because I was really frightened of lighting. And I think when it comes to flash, that's fairly common. If you want to start introducing lighting into your work, there is no easier and simpler way than to use Rotolights.
100% agree.
We use these lights for everything we do. At weddings, we totally rely on them. And as I've always said, just because you can use ISO to brighten an image doesn't mean you should. We're very much about the light. It's everything to us, and it really is the most, I think the thing that sets serious pro photographers, out from everything else is light. And if you've ever been afraid of light or flash, continuous light is an absolute dream to work with. And that combination with mirrorless and being able to see what you get, exposure, white balance, everything. Honestly, we absolutely love them.
I think it's safe to say we love them.
I love the fact that they're British, and we can't recommend them enough.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been filming for a long time, certainly as a hobbyist for almost 15 years, but I've been pro full-time for 7 years. I also had a full-time previous career, very boring in IT, so I'm more than happy to be in my creative space.
We both started out on DSLRs, and working with DSLRs, we tended to use flash. That was where we've come from. We made the massive shift to mirrorless and Sony in 2018, and it really changed the way we shoot dramatically. And with live view and being able to see everything, there was at the same time a much greater urge and need for continuous lighting, more and more with the hybrid shooting. Flash and filming are not a good combination, and at weddings more and more Brent was really saying to me, it's affecting the quality of the video work and we need to find a solution. And that's where continuous lighting became very important to us. There are so many factors we have to consider. It's the strength of the lights, the portability, the build quality of them, because we are moving fast, we're surrounded by guests, and it can be pretty hectic. We have to work very, very quickly, and we're often in seriously mixed lighting conditions. So to be able to change the white balance on the lights is super useful for us.
In the early days when we were doing weddings and Kate was using strobe lights, that rolling effect over my shutter was just something I kind of had to live with. The priority was the stills, but more and more brides and grooms are asking for film. In fact, they want both. And that was the point where we really needed to make the film a bit of a priority in the sense that it couldn't be ruined by strobe lights, and our search began.
But initially we were still carrying two lighting systems around with us. I would still be relying heavily on flash, and Brent would be more and more leaning towards continuous lighting systems, but often I didn't feel like the continuous lighting system was necessarily powerful enough for what I needed to do, particularly for group photos in venues like this where I'm maybe shooting at, even f8. The power of continuous lights were just not living up to what we both needed.
So we needed that single platform, as we'd found in our cameras, our filming cameras on the Sony side. We needed that single platform in our lighting, and we certainly found that with Rotolight.
It's actually the combination of the two, which you've seen us use a lot today, is critical, because the NEOs are really small and portable. They can go on camera or off camera. You can hand hold them. You can pop them on stands. They are amazing, incredibly versatile. But for venues like Ashridge, we need the power of the AEOS range. You know, it absolutely, the two together has been absolutely fantastic. And we completely change it up from just using the NEOs, just using the AEOS, to using a combination of all of them. And that goes across food, portraits, boudoir, the commercial work, everything. It really is a fantastic combination of lighting for what we need, because portability and the weight of them is critical.
Yeah, and we also need batteries that are going to last. I've been blown away at the ability of these batteries that just keep going and keep going, keep going. And for that, it's essential. We're on location and we don't have places to plug in and do anything else. We need the kit to just last.
There are so many features of the lights that we love. The fact that they're cool running is absolutely essential. The fact that we can change the colour balance so easily as a team. There's often 4 of us working together, and when we're in venues like this with such mixed lighting conditions, we're taking a very specific Kelvin reading when we're going from, say, the ceremony through to the speeches or the cake cut, and we all dial in a certain white balance, and then we're matching the lights with that. And that, just small things like that can save us a huge amount of time in post-production, and it means everything looks fantastic. And then you've got the whole creative side of these lights where the gels and everything are built in. You have got thousands of colours at your fingertips. Often we don't necessarily know we're going to do something cool at the end of the night, and we know we can just pick these lights up and get working. You've got the side of massive creative freedom and just being able to do your job really well and really fast. Honestly, we take them all with us for all shoots.
As hybrid shooters doing both photography and film, Rotolight is absolutely essential for us.